What is the origin of the eggs discovered on the planet LV 426? Who placed them there and why? In this video, we explore one of the greatest mysteries of the alien universe. The ancient alien race known as the Engineers and the deadly Xenomorphs they created. Discover the details about the Engineers' genetic engineering capabilities, why they created the Xenomorphs, and how these eggs ended up on LV 426. We also delve into how the Nostromo crew's encounter with these eggs led to disaster and how the iconic story of the Alien series began. If you're fascinated by science fiction, space mysteries, and the alien universe, this video is for you. The eggs discovered on LV 426 were placed there by the Engineers, an ancient and highly advanced alien species known for their mastery of genetic engineering and their role in seeding life across the galaxy. The Engineers were not only creators of life, but also destroyers, capable of designing biological weapons of unimaginable power. Among their most terrifying creations were the Xenomorphs, a species engineered to be the perfect killing machines. The Xenomorphs were designed with a singular purpose: to eradicate life on targeted planets, either as a form of punishment, a method of control, or a means of resetting civilizations that had grown too dangerous or corrupt. However, the Engineers' plan to use the Xenomorphs as a weapon ultimately backfired, leading to their own downfall and the abandonment of their experiments. The derelict spacecraft found on LV 426 was one of the Engineers' vessels, carrying a cargo of xenomorph eggs. This ship crashed on the planet thousands of years ago, long before humans ever ventured into that region of space. The eggs were stored in a specialized chamber within the ship, designed to keep them in a state of suspended animation until they were needed. The Engineers likely planned to deploy the eggs on a target planet, where they would hatch and release facehuggers to infect local life forms, starting the xenomorph life cycle. However, something went wrong during their mission. It is possible that the Xenomorphs broke free and caused the ship to crash, or the Engineers may have abandoned their plan after realizing the uncontrollable and self-destructive nature of their creation. The crash left the ship and its deadly cargo stranded on LV 426, hidden and forgotten for centuries. When the crew of the Nostromo, a human mining ship, landed on LV 426, they stumbled upon the derelict spacecraft. Inside, they discovered the chamber containing the xenomorph eggs. The eggs, though dormant, were still viable, waiting for a host to trigger their life cycle. One of the eggs activated, releasing a facehugger that attached itself to a crew member. This event triggered the horrifying sequence of events depicted in the movie Alien. The facehugger implanted an embryo, which later grew into a fully mature xenomorph. The xenomorph then hunted down the crew, leading to a deadly and desperate struggle for survival. The creature's intelligence, strength, and adaptability made it nearly unstoppable, and the crew of the Nostromo paid the ultimate price for their discovery. The discovery of the eggs on LV 426 raised many questions about the Engineers and their intentions. Why did they create such a dangerous and uncontrollable species? What were their ultimate goals? And why did they leave the eggs on LV 426? Some theories suggest that the Engineers were preparing for a large-scale attack on a specific civilization, possibly even humanity itself. Others believe they were experimenting with the limits of biological warfare, pushing the boundaries of what was possible with genetic engineering. There is also the possibility that the Engineers themselves were divided, with some factions opposing the use of the Xenomorphs as weapons. Whatever their reasons, the Engineers' actions had far-reaching consequences, not only for themselves, but also for the humans who later encountered their creations. When humans finally arrived, they unknowingly activated the Engineers' deadly experiment, setting off a chain of events that would have devastating consequences. The Xenomorphs, once unleashed, proved to be an unstoppable force, capable of adapting to any environment and overcoming any obstacle. Their relentless nature and ability to reproduce quickly made them a threat not only to the crew of the Nostromo, but to all of humanity. The derelict ship and the eggs remained on Lel 426 for centuries, hidden and forgotten. The planet itself was a desolate and inhospitable place, with a harsh environment that made it an ideal location for the engineers to store their dangerous cargo. The eggs were preserved in their dormant state, waiting for a host to trigger their life cycle. The derelict ship and the eggs remained on Lel 426 for centuries, hidden and forgotten. The planet itself was a desolate and inhospitable place, with a harsh environment that made it an ideal location for the engineers to store their dangerous cargo. The eggs were preserved in their dormant state, waiting for a host to trigger their life cycle. The discovery of the eggs by humans led to tragedy, as the Xenomorphs proved to be an unstoppable and relentless force. The events on LV-426 highlight the importance of caution and respect when dealing with unknown and powerful forces. They also raise questions about the ethics of creating life and the responsibility that comes with such power. In conclusion, the eggs on LV-426 were placed there by the engineers as part of their plan to create and deploy the Xenomorphs. The engineers' failure to control their creation led to the abandonment of the ship and the eggs. The discovery of the eggs by humans set off a series of tragic events, underscoring the dangers of tampering with forces beyond our comprehension. The story of the eggs on LV-426 is a chilling reminder of the potential consequences of hubris and the misuse of advanced technology. It serves as a warning to future generations about the risks of playing with fire in the pursuit of power. The engineer's legacy is one of both creation and destruction, a testament to the dual nature of technological progress and the fine line between innovation and catastrophe. The Xenomorphs, born from the engineer's ambition, stand as a symbol of the dangers of unchecked power and the price of playing God.